Hi, everyone, and welcome. I am so incredibly honored to be here and excited to share with you guys some tips and some recommendations on personal development and mindset shift. My name is Kim Carpenter. I am a mom to three. I have a 7-year-old named Zoe, a 3-year-old named Piper, and a 4-month-old baby boy. Third time's a charm, right? And his name is Levi. I am married to my high school sweetheart, and we live currently in Florida. We are both from Central New York. I love all things outdoors, and I love animals, and I'm just beyond excited to be here. I'm a sipologist with Sipology by Steep Tea, which is a loose leaf tea company that has loose leaf teas, matchas, hot chocolates, and loves to help women energize their lives and fulfill their healthy needs. So let's get started to share with you how to create a positive mindset shift that's going to help you excel in your business. Have you ever felt that kind of bogged down feeling where you're full of or surrounded by negativity, where things around you just seem to fire at you and just make you feel kind of blah and like you can't get anywhere and you can't do anything? Do you have those kind of mean girl thoughts that come to your mind? Like, I can't do that. I'm not good enough. I don't have what she has. I don't know people. Let me tell you, you're not alone. You're not alone at all. But what I'm here to tell you is that, more importantly, that you can get over this. You can overcome this. And I'm here to tell you how. So, I remember like it was yesterday. My oldest daughter was 3 at the time, and I had a 6-week-old girl. And they were both asleep in bed, thank goodness, right? And I was getting ready to go back to work after my maternity leave, and I just felt horrible. I felt the stress of having to go back to work, leaving my kids with somebody else, leaving my newborn again with somebody else, having to stress over, are they eating? Are they sleeping? Are they getting the care that they need? Is that person that's watching them able to comfort them? I don't know if you've ever felt those feelings. If you're a mom, you probably have. Even if you're a dad, you probably have. I worried about struggling if I was going to pump enough breast milk to feed my baby while I was gone and away. Worried that I wasn't going to be able to make it through a day of work without completely breaking down and missing my kiddo. I felt just horrible, and that's a horrible feeling to feel, to be separated and to be stressed out about the care of your child and your life as a mother. But I had to work, right? I needed the income, and I had to work. And I had a cup of sleepy chai in my hand. I remember the smell of it. I remember the warm cup in my hand. I remember feeling like I wasn't going to get any sleep that night because I was just so stressed and so worried about my second baby going off to stay with somebody else for the day. I was snuggling up on the couch with my dogs. They were nice and cozy. My husband was deployed at the time, so it was just the 3 of us. And I didn't know what I was going to do because I knew I had to go back to work. I knew I had to make money to provide for my family, give us the life that we needed and wanted. And I just didn't know what to do. I just had that feeling like something wasn't right, something wasn't going to go well. I didn't like it. And I can tell you that I'm going through it again right now with my 4-month-old. Having to go back to work and be away from him it's just awful. But what I did know was that I wanted to be the one that saw their smiles. I wanted to be the one that could smell them, that I got those baby snuggles, that my 3-year-old wanted to come to me and tell me her little stories and her little quirks. I wanted to be that person. I wanted to be there for my kids. I didn't want to be away from them. I had feelings of anxiety. I had feelings of sadness. I was worried. I was even, as you could possibly say, depressed about the situation. I didn't like it. I was chatting with an old friend of mine named Kira. She's a friend of mine from college. She was a mom of twin boys, and after she had her boys, her and her husband made the decision for her to stay home and be with her boys. And she asked me, she said, Kim, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And at the time, she was about 6 months into a new business that she had started. And just watching her and her happiness and her success was amazing. But I looked at her and I said, no, absolutely not. I am a mom of two. My husband's gone all the time. I work full time. I don't have the time or the energy to do what you do, Kira. And I honestly felt that way. I really didn't. But you know what? She got that ball rolling in my head. She got that thought process going. She said, you'd be really good at it. And I was like, I don't know, I don't know why you think I'd be really good at it. She had known me for a number of years. She knew qualities that I had that I kind of shoved under the rug. But she got my brain thinking, and she got me thinking, you know what, maybe I should try. Because why not try? I've always been successful at everything that I've done as long as I put myself into it. And why would this be any different? I percolated on it like a good cup of brewing tea, percolated on it quite a bit. And when I heard from my husband the next time, I asked him what he thought. And he, dead set, didn't take a minute to think about it. He just instantly responded, you should go for it, Kim. Do something for yourself. Now, at that time, he knew something about me that I didn't know. And I'm going to get into that a little bit. Sorry. So, I did it. I took a chance on myself. I still held those doubts. I still had those thoughts that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't going to be able to do it, that that this wasn't going to work for me, that I should just leave it, go back to my day job, not even worry about it, just not even try. But I stepped outside my comfort zone. I followed the trainings. I followed the advice. I started having a ton of fun. And that really, really was important to the success of my business and my launching myself. 7 months later, I had promoted 3 times in my business. 3 times in 7 months. Now, I still kept letting myself think, this is for me. This is it. This is as far as I'm going to go. I'm never going to be that high on the chain person. This is never going to become a full-time job for me. I just had those doubts and those negative thoughts, that self, what's the word I'm looking for? Degradation. There we go. But when I hit that promotion, when I hit those 7 months and I got that promotion, I really started to think and I really started to dive in. I started to think, you know what, maybe I can do this. Maybe this can be something that I can transition to in 5 to 10 years and make it a full-time job. Now I knew that it was going to take a lot of work, and I knew I didn't have a lot of time to put a lot of work into it. And that was something that I struggled with, and I wasn't sure how to go and where to move forward. What I did know was that I loved the community. I loved the fun I was having. I loved meeting new people, making new friendship. That was something that I had lost about 7 years prior to that. We had moved away from where we lived and were comfortable with new people to a new town. I had a job where I was the boss, so I couldn't really be friends with people, couldn't really hang out with people, and I kind of lost me. And that's when it hit me. What my husband had said the night that I asked him what he thought about me taking that opportunity, when he said, do something for yourself, he knew that I had lost myself. He knew that I had become a wife, a mother, and a boss, but I had not done things for myself anymore. I wasn't me. I wasn't acting like me. I wasn't doing things for myself anymore. And that was something that when I became a psychologist really opened up for me. Meeting new people, getting outside my comfort zone, having fun, mixing up drinks and sharing it with people. It was just amazing, and it really opened me back up to help me find myself again. Now, I knew that at that time, this entrepreneurship was for me. And I dove deep. I started investing in myself. I started doing personal development. I started watching different personal development. I started listening to podcasts. I started, so my computer's trying to go to sleep. I started following more trainings to build up myself and be a better person. And I kind of went through a mind shift. And I really switched back to positivity, because when I was in high school and college, I was a very positive person. I was always kind of the one leading positivity and making that mindset, come on guys, we can do this, you got this, trying to really encourage and be a cheerleader for people. Now, one of my favorite speakers for motivational speaking is Will Smith. And if you guys have ever listened to him, you understand what I mean, because he is just full of that passion and that energy and that positivity that you just throw at people and it sticks. So I really dove into that and built myself back up. I changed my mindset to, I can do this. I will do this. I am able to do this. I do have what it takes. And that mind shift really started to boom my business. I started having flashbacks to high school and to college when I was on sports teams and trying to help people out and make their lives successful. And it was really cool. So fast forward to June of this year, my third child was born, a baby, third time's a charm. Now this was a huge surprise to us. We were done after number 2. She's wild and crazy, and that was kind of the it for us. He was a huge surprise, and he's been a huge blessing to our lives. That moment that I got to hold him and smell him and hug him, to look into his eyes, to have him coo at me, because he did that immediately. I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to work anymore, that I was done. I wanted to be home with my baby. I wanted to see my 7-year-old in dance lessons. I want to watch my 3-year-old do gymnastics. I wanted to see this baby grow up and be there and be the one who saw his first steps and helped him roll over and made sure he ate his first foods and loved them. I wanted to be there for all of that. I wasn't going to miss it again. And I had to have that positive mindset, and I had to have that know-how and that power on my own, behind myself, saying, I can do this, I will do this, because I still have to be able to provide an income to support my family. So I said to myself, I will make this work. And 4 months later, I am making it work. I'm not going to miss it this time. I've promoted 3 more times in my business since then, and I make a substantial income that is going to become my full-time income. I am going to have the availability and the opportunity to leave my 9-to-5 job and to be home and be there for my kids. And it just took that positive mindset shift to say, I can do this and I will do this. I'm a strong believer in success and happiness and it being all about your mindset. Your mindset is your belief system that affects everything. And I mean everything, you guys. It affects your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, how you react to the world around you. To achieve your goals, your mindset needs to match your aspirations. So I'm going to do a quick little exercise with you. I want you guys to find a spot where you can close your eyes, be calm, be in the moment, and really think. So find that spot, and then I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to think, 3 years from now, where are you going to be? Where do you see yourself? I want to know where you are. Describe the scene. What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you see? How do you feel? What's around you? Who's around you? What is making you happy? What kind of things, what fears and worries that you had are gone? What aren't you worrying about anymore? I want to know what your life looks like. Take a minute and think about it. What does your business look like? How many people are on your team? Do you have an assistant? Does somebody help you run your business? Where are you? Again, where are you? Where is your business? Do you have a shop? Are you online? What are you doing? How do you feel? What do you see? What do you hear? Again, How do you feel in that moment? What is your team and your business like? Is it something that makes you happy? Are you passionate about it? Are you enjoying it? How do you spend your day? You know, when you get up in the morning, what do you do? Is it what you've always dreamed that you wanted to do? What do you do to treat yourself? What kind of things do you do with your husband, with your family, with your sister, whoever it is? What do you do to treat yourself? Where do you go on vacation? It's a huge one, right? What other things are a factor of what you're doing? Who's on your team? Who are you working with? What do they look like? Are they right there in front of you? Are they across the computer? Is it in an office? What do you smell? What do you see? What do you hear? How do you give back? What do you give back to the support? Do you have a cause that really sits in your heart, that means something to you, that you're donating your time or your money back to? Think about those things. Circle back. How do you feel? What do you smell? What do you see? Just take a minute. Now, put all these things in your memory. If you want to, share them with us. We'd love to hear them. But write them down. Write them down for yourself, because this is what you're going to revisit. If you start to have those negative thoughts, if that mean girl comes back into your head and is telling you you can't do this, you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, you're not like those other people, you can't make this work, you're not good at this, pull back out that 3-year vision, because that's where you're going to be. You've got to shift your mindset to get there. This is where you're going to be in 3 years. Say to yourself, this is where I'm going to be in 3 years. And once you've got your vision, once you've got your goal, once you've got your plan, you need to set action steps to get there. And that's huge. That is going to change your business. It's going to change your life. It's the secret. It's the secret to getting started, to start, to put those things into action. So, the distance between your goals and your reality is your actions. So how do you create the steps to get there? One tiny little step at a time. Because if you try to do the whole thing at once, you're just going to get yourself down again, because you're going to say, man, I tried and that didn't happen. Because it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in the blink of an eye. You've got to build those steps to get there. And you've got to shift your mindset and create that positivity and share that with people. Your growth. If you're not growing, then you're never going to get there. But you're all here today, which is why I know that you can do this. You can grow. You need to shift your mindset to achieve that growth that you want. You've got to believe in your abilities that you can develop into effort. Work through your own mental blocks. That's right, your own mental blocks. Instead of the, I don't think I can do this, I want you to switch your mindset to, I can't do it yet, but I'm going to learn how to do it. One phrase that my leader, my mentor, always uses, she still uses it today in her newbie trainings. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And that is so, so true. Because if you start to think, I can't do this, then you're going to give up and you're not going to do it. You're just going to knock yourself down and you're not going to do it. But if you think, I can do this, you're going to find the way to achieve it and to get there and to do it. So stop talking negatively about yourself. Stop demeaning yourself. Shift that mindset. Start encouraging yourself. Start cheering yourself on. I can do this. I've got this. I'm gonna do this. I have everything I need to do this. Empower yourself. And this can happen. You can achieve your goals. You can grow. Shift your focus from lack to abundance. Now, what do I mean by that? Lack to abundance. Don't focus on what you don't have, but focus on what you do have and be grateful for it. Instead of saying, man, I don't have enough money in the bank. I don't know how I'm going to get, I don't know how I'm going to pay rent next month. Think about the things that you do have and be grateful for them. And that's going to create that positive stem and that positive growth that you need to develop and to grow your business, yourself as a person, and success. So take a minute and just think about what you're grateful for. Write down 3 things that you're grateful for and keep them in your back pocket. And the next time you get a thought that you're lacking or that you don't have something, pull out one of those abundance. Pull out one of those things that you have and that you can do and you can achieve. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Achieving your goals, achieving your dreams is hard. It's heckin' hard, but it's doable and it should be enjoyable. And if you're not doing and enjoying, then it may not be for you. Focus on enjoying the road to where you're going, not the destination once you get there. The process to getting there, the celebrating along the way, the taking pride in what you've done, what you've learned, how you've grown. Those are the things that you've achieved. Those are the experiences, the opportunities that you get to have and that you will find success in. These things are going to help you achieve your goals. And you can't just look at the end goal and you can't compare it to where you are now because they're apples to oranges. And you have to go through those steps and those experiences and that positive mindset and shift to be able to reach that end goal. And then when you get to that end goal, celebrate again, and then make another goal and move towards it. Stop making excuses and limiting yourself. It's blunt. It's real blunt, you guys. The biggest excuse that I hear and had, to be honest with you, was I don't have the time. Make the time. When I started my business, I again was a mom of 2. I worked full time. My husband was gone. I found 10 to 20 minute increments 3 to 4 times a day, and I worked my business, and I worked it hardcore. I turned off TV, I turned off my phone, I didn't let anything else interfere. I worked my business the best that I could. If I didn't have time to sit down and do some of the things on my checklist, if I was driving, if I was cooking, if I was in the shower, I would turn on personal development. I would turn on motivational speakers, and I would listen to them, and I would get that positivity because I knew if that positivity resonated inside of me, that it was going to show outside of me. And my goal is to help people and to help myself and to find happiness and share happiness. And I needed that positive mindset to be able to do that. So I want to share with you guys one of the things, one of my favorite quotes, and it's from Will Smith before we go. And he said, "You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, the baddest, the greatest wall that has ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. You do it every single day, and soon you have a wall." So it's going to take time. It's going to take energy. It's going to take positivity. It's going to take self-motivation. And you are the only one that can change that for yourself and your business, for your success, for your encouragement, for your happiness. So set out on the right foot. You all can do it. I know you can. And I can't wait to see every single one of you achieve your goals. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.